The rise of Honda Motors. What if I told you that one of the world's biggest car companies started with almost nothing? No massive factory, no powerful investors, no guaranteed success. Just a young Japanese entrepreneur with a dream and a willingness to fail over and over again. Today, Honda makes cars, motorcycles, engines, and some of the most recognizable machines on the planet. But the crazy part? Honda's biggest breakthrough didn't actually start with cars. It started with something much smaller, and by the end of this video, you'll see how that tiny beginning helped turn Honda into a global powerhouse. The story begins with a man named Soichiro Honda. Born in Japan in 1906, Honda developed a fascination with machines from an early age. He wasn't born into a wealthy automotive empire. His father ran a bicycle repair shop, and that's where Honda's obsession with engineering really began. He eventually moved into automobile repair and later started producing piston rings. But things didn't go exactly as planned. Honda tried to supply piston rings to Toyota, and he failed. His first products weren't good enough. So instead of giving up, Honda went back to school to study engineering and improve his manufacturing skills. Eventually, Toyota accepted his improved piston rings. But then World War II devastated Japan. Factories were destroyed, the economy was struggling, and Honda's business was severely affected. At this point, most people probably would have walked away. Honda didn't, and this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. Because after the war, Honda noticed something incredibly simple. People needed transportation. But gasoline was expensive and scarce, so Honda came up with a brilliant idea. What if you put a small engine on a bicycle? That simple idea would change everything. In 1946, Honda began producing motorized bicycles. They were cheap, practical, and perfect for a country rebuilding after the war. Then in 1948, Honda Motor Co. was officially established, and the company focused heavily on motorcycles. Honda wasn't trying to build the most luxurious machines. It wanted to build reliable, affordable machines that ordinary people could actually use. And that strategy worked. Honda motorcycles became incredibly popular in Japan. But Soichiro Honda wasn't satisfied with dominating one market. He wanted Honda to go global. And that's where another risky decision changed the company forever. Honda would enter the American market. And honestly, it could have been a disaster. At the time, American motorcycle culture was dominated by large, powerful bikes. Honda's small motorcycles looked completely different. So why would Americans want them? Honda's answer was simple. Make motorcycles easy and fun for everyone. In the 1960s, Honda launched its famous "You Meet the Nicest People on a Honda" advertising campaign in the United States. Instead of selling motorcycles as machines for rebels or hardcore bikers, Honda presented them as everyday transportation. Students could ride them, families could ride them. People who had never considered owning a motorcycle could ride them. And Honda's reputation for reliability helped build an enormous following. By the late 1960s, Honda had become one of the world's leading motorcycle manufacturers. But Soichiro Honda had another ambition. He wanted to build cars. And Japan's government wasn't exactly excited about that idea. The Japanese automobile industry was already becoming highly competitive. Honda's leadership was warned that entering the car market could be risky. But Honda went ahead anyway. In the 1960s, the company began producing automobiles, including the T360 mini truck and the S500 sports car. But Honda's biggest opportunity came in the 1970s. The world was hit by an oil crisis. Suddenly, huge fuel-hungry cars became expensive to operate, and Honda had something ready. The Civic. Small, efficient, affordable, reliable. It arrived at almost exactly the right moment. And then Honda introduced technology that would become one of its biggest selling points, a tiny engine that could produce impressive performance while dramatically reducing emissions. That technology would help Honda survive increasingly strict environmental regulations, and it would eventually become legendary. That technology was Honda's CVCC engine, introduced in the 1970s. It helped the company meet tough American emission standards without relying on a catalytic converter in the same way many competitors did at the time. Honda wasn't just building inexpensive cars anymore. It was proving that efficiency and engineering could go together. Then came cars like the Accord, which became hugely successful in the United States. Honda's reputation grew around three words: reliability, efficiency, engineering. And Honda kept expanding. Performance cars, luxury vehicles, SUVs, hybrid technology, motorsports. Even high-performance icons like the NSX showed that Honda could compete with exotic European brands. And that's what makes Honda's rise so impressive. It didn't conquer the automotive world by trying to be Ferrari or Mercedes or even Toyota. Honda built its own identity. It started with small engines and motorcycles, learned from failure, entered markets others doubted, and turned engineering into its greatest weapon. So the next time you see a Honda on the road, remember, you're not just looking at a car company, you're looking at the result of one man's decision to keep going after failure. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to the channel because in the next video, we're going inside the rise of another legendary automotive brand. And trust me, its story gets even crazier. Check description for business opportunity.